tonight from Haywood on the Green and Paul. Welcome to this week's edition of the Lock Haven University Coaching Show. I'm Jonathan Schwab, and we are with you every Tuesday night from Haywood's on the Green from 7 p.m. until 7:30. If you're with us at Haywood's on this Tuesday evening, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're listening on the Bear Country Sports Network, then you are about, about half an hour from Lock Haven University football on a Saturday afternoon, maybe half an hour from the pregame if we're being precise. Lock Haven at Shippensburg.
So thrilled to be joined for the first time this year as we start our show by Lock Haven University head women's soccer coach Kathy Brown. And Kathy, coming off a very, very nice win on the road against Shippensburg on Sunday. 2-1 the final score in that game. Your third road win in 4 tries, 3-1. Your squad's road record. What has sparked your team's success on the road?
I think we've been preparing properly, and I think it's if you look at the Kutztown game that we weren't successful in, we rolled in a little bit late, got off of the bus, and tried to perform. And we've gotten there on time. We're preparing our bodies. We're eating right. I just think we've felt prepared in the time, and the girls enjoy being on the road. And I don't know. I'm not really sure what the answer is, other than we're finding good success, and I like it.
Your first goal in that Shippensburg game coming off a Carly Spinoza free kick. She is your primary free kick taker. What does your team gain from the power she has to take free kicks from nearly anywhere on the field?
Right. Carly is one of our best bodies on the field. We, if you look at our lineup, we're relatively small, and Carly actually gives us good size in the back, and she's a strong player and serving balls up and getting us out of trouble in the back. So I think that having her as an option to go forward to score goals is important, and I think her getting that goal was important for her confidence and for her, she needs that as well, because this is her first year actually seeing a lot of time in the back. And so we're happy to have that. And I think that goal was good for her and just for her confidence always around.
Was the goal a happy accident, or was it a design where she was firing at the net all the way?
I'm not sure I could answer that. My assistant coach, Matt, actually said the same thing. Carly, was that a serve or a shot? And we'll just let that go. I'll say it was a shot, and it was a great goal.
The second goal came less than 2 minutes later. Haley swam, giving you what turned out to be the game-winning tally. How were you able to ride the momentum of the first goal into that key second goal?
Right. That key second goal was just enjoyable to watch, and we actually couldn't tell who got the goal. And I have some footage that one of our parents took where I had to look frame by frame at some photographs to try to decide, like, Haley got the goal, but that ball, it was a scramble. There were bodies everywhere. The keeper was out. It was just hard effort, and Haley finally poked it in, but it was fun to watch and exciting to get, but it was just pure guts, and I love that.
The shot, 8-8 in the first half. In the second half, all Lock Haven, 11-5 advantage for your side. What was the difference in the second half?
There's a couple things. The first thing, that team wanted to stretch us. They wanted to drop their defenders and push their attacking players forward, and there was tons and tons of space. And at halftime, we talked to the girls about how do we adjust to that and what do we do. And I think that it's very hard sometimes to adjust to a new system, and the girls were good. They listened. They understood what I was trying to explain to them, and it made a huge difference in how we moved the ball, and we were patient in the space that we had to work in. And it helped us find success. And the other thing is we're fit. Like, our girls, they work hard, and they're used to running a lot. It was super hot, and I think that we were just ready for that, maybe more so than Shippensburg that day.
Your last 3 losses have all been followed by wins. What does that say about the resiliency of your group?
Right. It says a lot. I mean, it's hard to lose. It's not a fun thing to go through, and it's hard to get up and get going. But in this conference, we talk about it every day. It's such a competitive conference, and every game, if you don't show up, you don't win. And so we have to battle there's no easy games in the conference, and it's enjoyable and super fun to coach. But it's hard on the girls, and I think that they are mentally tough, and you can rally them, and it's a good thing to have.
Joined by Lock Haven University head women's soccer coach Kathy Brown on the LHU Coaches Show. I hope you don't feel too much like a celebrity. I look over and we've got athletic director Tom Jollio taking pictures. You got your kids taking pictures and video. So the focus on you right now, one of the really fascinating aspects of your team, Jordan Shove. 2 years ago, before you arrived, she was an attacker. She scored 4 goals as a freshman. Last year, you move her to the back line, very effective there. This year, because of injuries, she moves back up to the forward spot and has scored a couple critical goals for your team. How does her positional flexibility add to your squad?
Right. Jordan, she's such a special player because you say jump, she says how high. She'll do whatever it takes, and that's always her answer. And I love that in a player. I think we actually started Jordan in the back at Shippensburg and then moved her up. And I think now it's become a where's she going to be kind of a player, which is nice to have. And she's game-changing for us because she's good in both places. I wish I had an extra one of her so I could have her in both areas. But, you know, Jordan's done a great job just doing whatever it takes and being like, okay, coach, just tell me where you want me and I'll do what I can do.
So one of those things where, Jordan, how many younger sisters might you have?
Yeah, right, absolutely.
What aspects of your team would you like to see continue to grow most importantly?
Right. I'm a fan of great soccer, and I think that helping them to understand the game, to have a higher soccer IQ and really get the movement of how it should look. And I love that they work very, very hard, and it's kind of blue-collar soccer, but I would love to elevate the game a little bit so their vision is a little bit better and their understanding of where and when and how starts to grow. And you'll see that in some of these players that are now juniors. You're starting to see that they actually get it, and like I mentioned earlier, that they could adjust to a system change at Shippensburg. You know, that says a lot for how they are developing. So I'm pretty proud of seeing that happen.
One of the interesting off-the-field happenings for your program, both your program and men's soccer, opening up your own online store. What should fans know about that?
Yay! We have a buy some stuff. We have a flash store up and it's online. There's links on our website if you want to go in and get some LHU men's or women's soccer gear. Everybody loves gear. The girls love gear. Their parents want gear. So it's a great little fundraiser for us. So anyone out there in search of some soccer gear, there's all kinds of neat things from hats to beanies and sweatshirts, all kinds of stuff, and we'll actually make some money off of that, hopefully, with the sales.
Both for people listening on this Tuesday night, but also for people who will be listening Saturday afternoon. Your next game is Saturday at 3 p.m. at home, and it's a special game at home against a nationally ranked opponent. You'll welcome number 25 in the country, Gannon, to town. What should people know about this Gannon team you're going up against?
Right. Gannon's always a great side. I think that they've done well. They have a history of success. They know how to win games. But I love going into Gannon. We have no midweek games here. We're at home. We haven't had a good win at home. We're ready. And I think there's something to be said for the timing of when does that happen? When's the upset? I asked the girls today, when's the big upset coming? And I think that, you know, Lock Haven catching Gannon would honestly be an upset and something that we're definitely capable of. And we're at home. I think that everything is lining up. If we prepare like we've been preparing on the road for a Saturday game, I think it's absolutely possible. And I think we're talented enough to beat them.
Hey, first win is you don't have to go to Erie. So everything after that, now you go get the game.
Yep.
Our One for Fun with Kathy Brown. You've been in the coaching realm for a minute or two, to say the least. What is the longest trip you've had to take for a game?
Okay, I have a couple of answers to that. The longest trip, and I kind of don't even want to say this out loud, but we drove vans, back in the day, this is going to date me, vans from Georgia to New Jersey, 2 15-passenger vans, all the way to the north, which is a bit of a trip in a van. And then I haven't traveled anywhere other than with soccer. The other big flight would probably be from Georgia to Arizona, Georgia to Rhode Island, a good bit of traveling. But I think the longest one would feel like driving in a van from Georgia to New Jersey. That's pretty far.
Did you drive the lead van?
Absolutely.
Lock Haven University head women's soccer coach Kathy Brown, thank you so much for the time And we wish you and your program continued success beginning with Saturday's showdown with Gannon.
Thank you so much for having me.
When we come back on the Lock Haven University Coaches Show, we'll be joined by Lock Haven University head football coach Dave Tainer. This is the Lock Haven University Coaches Show, presented by the Bear Country Sports Network.
Food